Can I get a mortgage with the state tax lien? In this video, I'm going to uncover the pitfalls and the advantages of both of these. Through this whole process, you'll know exactly where you stand or a friend, whoever you're looking at this video for. But here's the great part about this. Stick around. Believe it or not, I can show you how you can turn this into an advantage and actually make some money on it. So stick around to the very end. If you've got any questions, look, I've been doing this a long time. So sometimes I might go a little fast. Just click down the questions, type down the questions in there, send them off to me, hit the like, subscribe, all that fun stuff. This keeps this channel rolling. So make that happen. So, can I get a mortgage with a state tax lien? Okay, kind of a loaded question. So if I'm getting a mortgage, I'm assuming I don't have one right now. So if I have a state tax lien, more than likely that's going to pop up everywhere. So the mortgage company might say, well, we're going to give you a mortgage, but this has got to be paid off first. And they're going to want an explanation. Why is there a state tax lien? State tax liens are not uncommon. I had a county tax lien. So I had sold a boat a number of years ago, and the person that bought it hadn't registered it. They had it up at a private lake for several years, and when they took it down, all of a sudden there was all these like 2 or 3 years worth of registration fees for the state of California. So when I went to sell one of my properties, they said, "Oh, you owe this state." I'm like, I don't even own the boat. So I had to prove that I didn't own that. Okay, it was not a big deal. Nothing happened, but I couldn't move forward until that was satisfied. And it was like $3,100. It wasn't a small amount of money. Here's the pain with it. It took almost a year to get that rectified. I had no idea that it was even there, but it slowed everything else I was doing once I did find out it was on there. Now, what I mean by a year, it didn't mean it took me a year to pay it. I paid it right away, but for it to get back to me where that, because I had to pay it, whether it was mine or not, I had to pay it or they wouldn't move forward. Once I paid it, then proved it wasn't mine, then I finally got the money back on that. So it is going to hinder you from doing that. So let's talk about making this an advantage. So when you're looking at a state tax lien on somebody's property, it might be the case that there is some other taxes due on that property. So you might want to look and say, hey, is there a tax lien or a tax deed on the property? Now here's where you can make some money. So if they're in a tax lien state, you're going to get an interest rate. And if they're in a tax deed state, you could just get the property free and clear. Whoa, 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 you're kidding me. Yes, listen, what I'm about to explain to you has been around for over 200 years. I first found out about it back in the 1990s. And it said that tax lien and tax deed investing, that's right, one of the best kept secrets on the United States today. This is where a lot of insurance company, banks, Wells Fargo, New York Life, they've been using these for well over 100 years. I heard somebody say the other day that Wells Fargo was one of the biggest purchasers of tax lien certificates out there because they bear an interest rate. They bear an interest. Now, why would they call these so phenomenal? Because of this interest rate. Write this down. These offer 16%, 18%, even 25%. I once had a CPA say, if I could invest in IRS liens, I would be wealthy because the IRS compounds them like massively. The government's the only one that can establish these kind of returns because they want you to pay. What are property taxes used for? Why is it so important that you and I pay our property taxes? Because it keeps the ball rolling. Number one, you've got schools. Education system does not exist without property taxes, plain and simple. Okay, 90%, if not more, of the county's budget is coming from property taxes. That's why this is so important. You've got emergency services such as the police department, the fire department, ambulance services. You've got hospitals, you've got city college, parks and recs, summer camps. All of those things are being paid for, you guessed it, by property taxes. And what a lot of people don't know, they don't know. If they do, they're dangerous. They don't get it. I'm going to show you how to do this, but let me explain what it's all about. They don't realize when a property owner fails to pay off the property taxes, somebody like me or you can come in there, pay those delinquent taxes. That's right. Pay the delinquent taxes and we can go in there and get the property, the interest rate when that person pays. So in other words, I pay the taxes, person comes down there, they pay their delinquent taxes, I get my money back plus an interest rate. Pretty cool. Now that interest rate, like I said, is 16, 18, 25%. I'm literally just taking the county's position, okay? I'm not buying somebody's property. Not yet. Okay? All I'm doing is lending the money to the county. When that property owner comes in there, I get my money back plus a substantial interest. That's what a tax lien is. Say, well, that sounds pretty good, but what if they don't redeem? What if they don't come in there and pay? That's a good question. It's called a redemption period. They get them a grace period. So this is a grace period, redemption period, whatever you want to call it. The county or the state actually puts it, this is all law. This is all law. This is written in the state law. Every state has their different rules on it, but they say, okay, if they're late 1 year, you can sell the tax lien, and the interest rate will be 18%. The interest will be 16%. The interest rate will be 10%, 25, whatever that is. Okay, well, how long do they have? Oh, that's a good one. We got to put it down. Okay, so we're going to give them a grace period. We're going to call it a redemption period, and that redemption period will be anywhere from 6 months on the low side up to 4 years on the high side. Okay, that sounds good. Let's pick 2 years. So that means the property owner has 2 years to come in and pay those delinquent taxes off. If they don't come in within the 2 year amount of time, it's no big deal. All you do is call the workhorse. See, the county is doing your work for you. They're your workhorse. Say, hey, property owner has failed to pay off the property taxes. I am the lien holder of record, and I would like to justify and rectify my right to foreclose on the property. That's right, because I've just taken over the county's position. They want their money. Now I want my money. So then what you do is you go into a foreclosure mode. You hire somebody to start the foreclosure process, and this is the beautiful thing. If there's a mortgage on the property, it eliminates the mortgage if the mortgage company decides not to rectify the situation. What does that mean, rectify? That means they would have to go down to the county, pay off the delinquent taxes, plus the interest rate. If they do anything short of that, you get the property. Free and clear of all liens and encumbrances, thus eliminating mortgage. What? You're thinking, that's not possible. It's been around for over 300 years, okay? So obviously there's some things that you have to do to understand how this whole process works. There's all sorts of things. Listen, there are 5,000 taxing jurisdictions in the United States that offer some form of a tax lien certificate, or they just flat out sell the property called a tax deed for the back taxes. Either one of those are extremely profitable. Now, believe it or not, a tax lien and a tax deed are kind of the same thing. It's a function of time. A tax lien, the county say, hey, they've been delinquent 1 year. We would like our money. We'll let you put the money up and we'll give you a lien. You've got 3 years. If they don't pay in 3 years, you can have the property. Tax deed says, well, we're not going to do anything for 3 or 4 years. Same time period, okay? But at the end of 4 years, enough's enough. We're going to foreclose and sell the deed to the property for the back taxes. You see the differentiation between those? So that's what you're looking at with tax liens or tax deeds. Whenever you look at anything like that, you know there's got to be some money involved. Now, you need to know what you're doing. Let me tell you something. I've established the success method for making this happen. Literally, methodically walking you step by step through the whole process. And this is how you get a hold of it. Very simple. I've got a brand new free, did you hear that? Free course. Okay, this will take you from the very beginning of a novice investor all the way to the point where you're making investments on tax liens and tax deeds, getting 18% on your money or valuable properties for pennies on the dollar. All you have to do is click the link down below. Go to higginsmethod.com and I will gift this to you just for watching the video to this point. I look forward to working with you and seeing you out there. God bless and good luck.